Hi, I am Antaryami and welcome to my channel. Till now, I have uploaded 4 different videos related to the concepts of ecology. So in this video, we will utilize that concepts and try to solve some of the previous year question that is came in CSIR net. So let's start. So till now, I have covered in my online videos the concepts of ecological amplitude, ecological niches, ecological efficiency, and food web complexity. So let's start with some of the questions for practice. Let's start with some of the questions that are from part B. So let's start with our first question. So first question is, the Hutchinson concept of ecological niche is based on, the choices are microhabitat occupied, multi-dimensional hypervolume, role played in ecosystem, a combination of role played and microhabitat occupied. So as in my video, I explained the Hutchinson model, which is relied on multi-dimensional hypervolume, that is means more if you are adding more and more variables uh, to uh, to relate with the fitness of an organism, or if we add more and more environmental variable to relate the fitness of that organism, then it will be result in a multidimensional hypervolume. So the correct answer here is the multidimensional hypervolume. So what will be the next question? So next question is, a specialist species has a wider niche and high efficiency of niche utilization, narrower niche and high efficiency of niche utilization, wider niche and low efficiency of niche utilization, narrower niche and low efficiency of niche utilization. As in my video of niche, ecological niches, I explained that a specialist species have a narrower niche. So narrower niche are in the option second and option 4. So the next thing is whether these specialist species they utilizes their niche with high efficiency or low efficiency. To exist in that environment, the specialist species must have utilized their food or utilize their niche with higher efficiency. That's why the option 2 is correct here. So let's move on to next question. So next question is, individuals occupying a particular habitat and adapted to it phenotypically but not genotypically are known as I explained in my videos, if they are phenotypically similar because of some environmental changes and they are not yet genotypically similar, then or dissimilar, then it is categorized under ecophins or ecades. So the right choice here is the ecophins. The next is, the utilization or consumption efficiency of herbivore is highest in whether it is plankton communities of ocean water, mature temperate forest, managed grasslands, managed rangelands. I explained it that the consumption efficiency of terrestrial animals or terrestrial species are lesser than the aquatic species. So the option 2, 3, 4 are from terrestrial species or terrestrial animal, whereas the option 1 is from aquatic animal. So the correct answer is option 1, that is plankton communities of ocean water. So next question is from part C. So you can search in previous year question, you can get these questions. So first question is, following are the niche characteristics of constituent species and resource portioning pattern in different ecosystem. Which of these would lead to competitive exclusion of species? So there are 4 different graphs and we can see in 1, 3 and 4 there is a overlapping. Okay, so if there is overlapping except the 2, when there is a non-overlapping, that means this species is completely excluded because of competition. So that's why the option 2 is correct here, because that species is excluded because of competition. That's why it is known as competitive exclusion, whereas in 1, 3 and 4 we can see the existence of both the species. So next question is from ecological efficiency, that is Lindsman efficiency between trophic levels is depicted by the formula efficiency is equal to A divided by B, where A and B respectively are option 1 is assimilation at trophic level n and assimilation at trophic level n minus 1. 2. Second is intake at trophic level n and assimilation at trophic level n minus 1. Third option is assimilation at trophic level n and net productivity at trophic level n minus 1. And fourth is intake at trophic level n and net productivity at trophic level n minus 1. So as we know, Lindsman described the ecological efficiency as the assimilation ratio between the trophic level n and the preceding trophic level, that is n minus 1. So option 1 is the correct one, that is assimilation at trophic level n and assimilation at trophic level n minus 1. So it is measured through the assimilation efficiency. So next question is, which of the following is true about digestion efficiency, that is assimilation per consumption, and ecological efficiency, production per consumption of ectotherms and endotherms? In my previous video of ecological efficiency, I explained these concepts. So we can see the option, that is first option is endotherms have high digestion efficiency and ectotherms have high ecological efficiency. So endotherms have high digestion efficiency, that is assimilation for consumption efficiency. Yes, it is true that endotherms, they assimilate more as compared to consumption. So they assimilate more towards their maintenance of body temperature. Whereas ectotherm, they produce more because of growth and reproduction. That's why their ecological efficiency is higher in case of ectotherms. Whereas in endotherms, the ecological efficiency is lower, but the digestion efficiency is higher. So till now, option 1 is the correct one. So option 2 tells us that endotherm have low digestion efficiency. So it is not correct. Endotherms have no low digestion efficiency because they have high assimilation rate as compared to ectotherms. Then third option is endotherms have high digestion efficiency. Yes, endotherms have high digestion efficiency because they assimilate more for their maintenance of body temperature, and ectotherms have low ecological efficiency. So it is the this is ectotherms have low ecological efficiency. This is the wrong one, because ectotherms have high ecological efficiency because they produce more and more, because their production efficiency is more. That's why their ecological efficiency also more. Endotherms have low digestion efficiency. It is not correct. So option 1 is the correct choice here. So next question is, you observed the two species of branchials, species 1 and species 2, occupy upper and lower strata of intertidal rocks respectively. Only when species 2 was removed by you from the lower strata, species 1 could occupy both the upper and lower strata. From the choice given below, what would be your inference from this observation? So the question tells us that species 1 and species 2, they occupy the upper and lower strata of intertidal rock. When we remove the species 2 from the lower strata, then species 1 can occupy both upper as well as lower strata. That means species 1, the upper strata, is the realized niche of species 1, whereas upper and lower both strata are the fundamental niche of species 1. Because of competition or because of presence of species 2 at lower strata, it shrink or it restricted its breadth to only upper strata. That's why its fundamental niche is both upper and lower strata, whereas its realized niche is upper strata. So we can see the options. Upper strata of intertidal rock is realized niche of species 1, which is correct. Upper strata of intertidal rock is the fundamental niche of species 1, which is incorrect, because both upper and lower strata are the fundamental niche. As when the species 2 was removed from the lower strata, species 1 can occupy both upper and lower. Species 1 and 2 exhibit mutualism. No, they are not exhibit mutualism, because in presence of species 2, species 1 cannot invade the lower strata. Then species 1 can compete out species 2? No, because we remove the species 2. It is not species 1 remove the species 2. So the correct answer is upper strata of intertidal rock is the realized niche of species 1. So now next question is, which one of the following statement is not correct? Okay, so herbivores enhance the productivity of a productive ecosystem and reduce the productivity of an unproductive ecosystem. So we will discuss it about later. Then detritus food chains are longer in more reproductive a more productive ecosystem. Yes, if the food chain is more productive, then detritus food chain also longer. So it is the right answer. So it is not, it is the correct choice. Then consumption efficiency of herbivore is higher in grassland than ocean. So consumption efficiency, as I told in my video or in my previous question, that aquatic animals have higher consumption efficiency as compared to terrestrial herbivores. So consumption efficiency of herbivores can never be higher in grassland than ocean. So option 3 is not correct. Then we can go to option 4. Production efficiency of carnivores is higher than herbivores. Yes, production efficiency of carnivores is higher than herbivores because they assimilate and because their tissue is much more relative with the own prey. So it is, they have higher production efficiency. So option 3 is wrong. So that's why option 3 we can, no doubtly we can choose that. Herbivore enhance the productivity of a productive ecosystem. Yes, herbivores can enhance the productivity of a productive ecosystem because they are the primary, means they are the sources which were taking the energy from the basal species. Okay, and reduce the productivity of an unproductive ecosystem. Yes, it is true. So the right answer is consumption efficiency of herbivore is higher in grassland than ocean. So it is not correct because terrestrial have lower efficiency, consumption efficiency as compared to aquatic ecosystem. Now proceed to the sixth question, that is, following are certain statements regarding energy efficiency of ectotherm and endotherm. So we have 4 options here, that is, ectotherms have high assimilation efficiency but low production efficiency. So ectotherms don't have high assimilation efficiency because they have more production efficiency. They don't have to, means they don't have to maintain their body temperature. That's why their assimilation efficiency is less, and they can use more energy for their production and growth. That's why they have high production efficiency. So first option is not correct. So ectotherms have low assimilation efficiency but high production efficiency. Yes, as I described, it is the correct one, B. Then C, endotherms have high assimilation efficiency. Yes, endotherms have high assimilation efficiency because they have to assimilate more for their own body maintenance, and low production efficiency. Yes, they use less energy for their growth and reproduction as compared to maintaining their body temperature. So C is the correct answer, B is the correct choice. Then D, endotherms have low assimilation efficiency, so it is not correct. Endotherm have high assimilation efficiency. So B and C is the correct. So if we choose the correct combination, then second one, so B is the correct combination, C is the correct one. So B and C is the correct combination here. So next, so it is related to food web complexity. That is, the complexity of a food web in a community is quantified using certain parameters which are defined below. So which of the following is an incorrect representation? So we have to choose the incorrect one. So first one is, chain length is equal to average number of links between trophic levels divided by total number of trophic levels. Yes, it is the average number of links between the trophic levels. That's why chain length, the first option is correct one. Then second option is, connectance is actual number of links in food web it is, divided by potential number of links in a food web. Yes, the formula for connectance is that actual number of links in a food web divided by potential number of links in a food web. So second one is also correct. Third one, potential links in a food web where n species are present is equal to n into n minus 1 by actual number of links. So if we consider the non-commensalism food web, where we don't consider any commensalism present, then the number of potential link will be n into n minus 1 by 2, not like n into n minus 1 by actual number of links. If commensalism is possible, then it will be n square or s square. So we can't means calculate the potential link as n into n minus 1 by actual number of links. So option 3 is not correct till now. Then fourth option is chain length is actual number of links in food web divided by numbers of spaces in food web. So it is yes correct, because it is the average number of links. So option 3 here is the wrong one. So in this video, I demonstrate that how I can solve the previous year questions with some of the basic concepts. So if you like this video, then please like the video and subscribe to my channel for further updates. Thank you.